Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Rocket League replay analysis round 7. I've been doing this for a week now. 51 more weeks to go until I hit my anniversary here. This is going to be a long one. This replay aptly named a good rotation. This might have been because the enemy team had a pretty good rotation, but somehow we ended up squeaking out a win. Average skill rating being, I think, around Rising Star. I watched through about maybe like the first third or first half of this thing. I did not play so hot, so I'm gonna cover my own play from my own point of view. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut straight to it. We're just gonna watch this straight up, and hopefully you and I can learn something from this. So, ooh, it's pretty high camera setting. I'm playing with Firok and Savior Man Jones right now. 3v3 match in Coliseum. Pretty awkward, just kind of straight off the bat. Didn't get a proper read on that, neither did the other guy. Firok steps in. Couldn't complete the pass. Blue team defends it decently well. I try to pressure the ball further up. Okay, so after my touch here, I was hoping one person would go for it. Firok tried to go for it, but he didn't quite make the aerial properly. Yeah, he didn't go on an incline. He just kind of plateaued. Stayed flat on the same level the entire time. And then Savior, I think, just tried to follow up quickly right after Firok tried to make the touch. And he almost squeaks in a goal, which is really good. Joe Mo over there at the bottom, just trying to go for a block. You can see right here, just trying to predict where Firok was about to shoot it, but then nothing ends up happening, so I guess a pretty good fake there, but no goal there. Try to go back to myself. So decent touch by me, but I could definitely hit it with a little bit more power and definitely a little higher, just to roof it above them and hit it against the backboard. Another bad whiff. Wondering what the whiffs are all about, if they're gonna be because of the same issue or not. Trying to make a play across. Jumped a little too late. Xavier tries to recover and get it as quickly as he could, retreating back to net, but that was ultimately Firok's save there. Definitely could have stopped it. Try to go back a little bit, just from my angle. Okay, so after his whiff, I try to make a play up into the wall there. But then they get the chip forward, and that ends up being the bad goal. I believe, for this replay, the overtime ends up going for about 5 minutes long. So I think by around then, I'll try to go for a bird's eye view after regulation time ends. I think Hugh definitely had that ball, but I kind of put it across the field. I definitely cut into rotation, so that's definitely my fault there. Hugh could have pushed it forward a little bit better than I was able to. Still kind of works out, but, you know, just gotta learn to trust your teammates and trust your rotation. Xavier tries to follow up, couldn't make it. Firok goes in to support the pass. I go for a terrific block, and Xavier finishes it. What a great play there. So, if you know the enemy team is going to try to go for a block that is as easy to read as this pass is, Just dunk it. Just dunk it right past the dude. Just try to predict where the blue team is about to shoot it. You see the angle that my car is kind of flying at? Like, I'm not flying directly into the ball. I see that, what's his face? 0123D is trying to shoot it into his own corner. I recognize that, and I'm like, okay, I gotta find a way to block that path, that projectile path that the ball's about to take if the blue car does indeed hit it, which he does. But then it bounces off the side of my car and back into play, and then my buddies are able to finish it, which is great. Didn't need two people to go for it. I see some overlap here too. Hold on. Let's see. Pretty tight. Where the hell is the third guy? Did he get demoed? Yeah, there's one. Kinda. Oh, he's over here. Why? Okay, hold up. Joshmo, okay, tries to go for that. Tries to go for a wall peel to get the ball to clear towards our end, but that didn't work out. And then what is going on here? Why is Firok and Savior doing that? Firok at the far back. He's the third man he's supposed to be supporting. Supporting the plays, trying to keep it into, keep the ball in the blue end. Savior tries to go for the pass, misses it. Firok makes a successful pass there. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of... I mean, the goal still happened anyway. It's just too bad that blue team wasn't able to recover defensively, but Savior should have rotated back because Firok was ready to go for the shot. Savior gets it in anyway, whatever. Decent team effort, but like next time, after you make a play, you gotta bail out and restart your rotation. You can't make shortcuts around your own rotation like that and screw everyone else in the process in the long run. It'll work for casual games like this one. Again, this is no tournament play whatsoever. We're not taking this super seriously, but like, don't cheat. I've emphasized this last video. I'm going to emphasize it here. Just don't cheat your own rotation. Because you're going to confuse yourself. You're going to confuse everyone else. It ain't right. Point of view. Okay. So pretty good block by Savior, just keeping that out of our net, and I poked that ball out. Blue team definitely should have gotten this one. I think they were up earlier, and they should have gotten it, but then, yeah. So, Nags, or Nags, Nagiz, I don't know how you pronounce that. Yeah, he was up way earlier than I was, but he completely whiffed it. And 0123D, he should have returned back to net instead of, you know, again, you know, taking the shortcut and cheating his rotation. Where is it? Let's see. So he sees Nags go for the shot. Savior with a good block. High up in the air, so super tempting to totally go for it. Both of his buddies go up for the shot, which is a no-no. You only need one person. And then he messes up in the process. Okay, that wasn't... Okay, that was okay. That wasn't so much of a cheat. It looked like... He definitely could have had the block on this one. This would have been okay, since no one on my team, on the orange side, was going to 50-50 this ball. And you can see where Firok is on the bottom left. Like there was no way he was gonna 50-50, you know, against 1-2-3D here. But yeah, that's just unfortunate for blue team. We get it past them. I try to make a quick play here, quick pass. Savior doesn't make it, but that's okay. Firok on defense, which is good. Decent tap, but isn't into the corner, so it doesn't come out, and I go for a really bad whiff. Beamed it. I beamed that one too. That's terrible. Savior with a pretty good shot. Ooh. So just bad rebound there, just off of Nag's car. And 0123D, who's already in net, just tries to predict where the ball's about to go because he sees my shot coming. But I hit it off of Nag's car. And it just goes, you know, center position rather than where 123D was. Good kick out by Firok. Mm. So decent dribble play there by Nags. Doesn't really quite finish it properly, but still pushes the ball up into our end. So good on him. I try to make a passing play right here. Xavier Man Jones already out of play. Firok doesn't quite make it to the ball there. Almost does, though. Almost. I think that was a 50-50. I think he did indeed touch it. I think he touched it. Yeah, and then Nags just kind of puts the ball right under him. Okay. That's up in the air. I'm trying to defend the net. I went up for the ball anyway, so I'm just trying to go for the block. Nothing quite comes out of it. Ball goes into our corner, so not a huge deal. Xavier just trying to play defense, but ends up confusing Firok a tiny bit, but he realizes that Xavier needed some help. Not sure what the confusion was here, though. Trying to watch from Xavier's end here. Sees the ball, bounces off his head. Okay, yeah, so just didn't quite read the bounce properly, so... Yeah, a good thing Firok was quick to the ball and was able to get that out of Xavier's hands. I try to make a block for that one. Don't make it. We don't need two cars going for that same ball. We really don't need two cars going for that same ball. That was definitely Xavier's. Firok had a bad angle on that, whereas Xavier could have punted that one into the blue team's corner. And that was also really bad there. Yeah, just unfortunate. Xavier just wasn't aware that Firok was still in net. Ends up pushing him. It's bad, just really, really bad communication. Dude could have gone up for that, but then he got goomba'd, unfortunately. I'm in the net now. A pretty decent shot by 123D. Doesn't make it quite to our net, but I'm trying to clear it onto their end. Bad redirect by 123D there on the wall. Again, I'm trying to make a quick passing play. Awkward aerial. Not good. I think I messed up my air roll and ended up just turning my car literally rather than twisting it. So that's definitely my defense, but then I hit the brakes a little bit too hard. So I got no momentum going for this aerial. Yeah, I just made a complete stop from like 60 to 0. Stopped right here. Boom. Yeah, just not good. Brock could have been there to help me out. Didn't quite make it to the ball properly. I'm on the wall trying to clear this. Not a bad clear. That one just needed more support though. Brock's already in the on our right corner. Wonder where Xavier Man Jones is. Okay, so he was looking at the same ball I was. He should have seen that I was already up on the wall, but then he just kind of jumps preemptively and misses the opportunity to support my clear. Again, just one at a time. There are times where it's okay to preemptively jump for things, especially when when you're dealing with really difficult shots and you know a passing play has happened, and the only way you're going to be able to save the ball is to jump preemptively as early as you can. But that was a really simple shot. Bad block by me. That was terrible. That could have ended terribly. But again, just one at a time. You don't need to stack the same cars in the same rolls. Actually, it was for a pretty good shot. I definitely could have had the block if I tipped my nose up a little bit more, but I was pretty flat. It was right above me. Fairly close, but like that definitely could have been a good save. I jumped a little too late too. Just by about like a sixth of a second or so. Feel bad. Decent touch by Firok, but gives it back to Joe Mo. He makes a pretty good chip that could have ended into a really, really good goal for them. This was Xavier's ball. But then he makes an interesting aerial play to stop the ball, or at least try to. Just not reading the projectile of the ball right. You can already see that, you know, he's in a slant. He's in panic mode a little bit. But you can tell he's already off angle just by the way. You you can see where the ball is traveling and where his car is headed. And I'll try to get a top-down view so you guys can quickly see what I'm trying to illustrate here. A little too high. The ball's coming Saver's way pretty soon, right here. See? So the ball is already headed this way. But then Saver's car is going this way. It's off angle by about maybe like 5 degrees, but that makes all the difference, right? You see how he kind of takes flight and is completely off the path. That should have been a goal by Joe Mo, but he did not capitalize. Come on. Replay stuck? Okay, I thought I broke it. That was weird. It wasn't working. Okay, really good 50-50 by me. Decent play by 1-2-3D, but super risky. It ends up being a pass for my teammates there. Savior could have definitely gotten that. Because that ball was already headed his way, but I think he might have turned off his ball cam. Yeah. He should have turned a little bit harder. And a little bit earlier. Like, the moment he saw this ball, when he turned the ball cam on, he should have made a sharp turn and cleared it into the backboard. Right here. Yeah, 2 seconds. But makes a really slow turn and up into the wall too, so means just really bad recovery. Okay, and it just goes into overtime. I thought a goal went in, but it's 2-2 right now. Okay, decent play by blue team there. But again, they're stacking the same cars, doing the same, you know, things. That's a no-no. Weird touch by Firok there. Again, good effort, just trying to clear it with as much power as he could, but car control not quite there yet. Gets the boost, turns around. Yeah, he just did not turn hard enough. That was the issue. He didn't hit the power slide. Do your power slides. Go into, you know, free play. Do your power slides. Go back and forth, back and forth. Get that in your head. Super useful if you can nail it. Do 180s, do 90 degrees, do 60 degrees. Just cover all the angles. Just make sure you're able to turn on a dime. That's a good way to illustrate what a good backflip can look like. Just don't do the same thing. Kids, please don't. If you want to get good at this game, please don't backflip like I did. Push Mo with a pretty decent play, putting it above Firok there. Yeah, it's always a telltale sign when you see a car just kind of look at the ball. I'm trying to look from Hugh's view here. Sorry, Firok. I'm still doing it. So he goes for the chip up. When you see a car chip up the ball like that, he can fake you out and still just drive straight, you know, flat on the ground, just roll his wheels against it, you know, no big deal. He can pop it, backflip the ball up into the air as a pass for his buddies. He goes for the jump but ends up missing the ball. And I think Firok was anticipating a shot, thinking it would go much harder, but I think Firok was already off angle for that one too. Yep, off angle. Just was not in line for that shot that Joe Mo was making here. Yep. Just a little bit of panic. I'm in net trying to make the save, but then I think Savior cuts in front of me for whatever reason. Yeah, he doesn't quite... Yeah, from his camera angle, he didn't quite see me, so... you know, it's fair. But again, just gotta over communicate as much as you can that, hey, you know, I'm in the net. Don't worry about it. I got this. Can't have your own buddies cutting in front of you, or you being cut from the play that you should be having, right? Just make sure you're communicating what you're about to do. What am I doing here? What? Wait, what? What? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Good shot by Savior. Could have been higher up, but not a huge deal. I go for a dribble play and make a backboard pass for my buddies. No one was able to reach for that one. And to believe you know, we're in overtime. We have like an additional like 3.5 minutes left into this. So again, this one is gonna be a bit long here. Savior with a bad defensive play. I think he was already out of the play after the first shot that the blue team made over me here. Yeah, he didn't anticipate a strong wall shot by Joe Mo there. Off the curve too. Pretty good. Yeah, good play. Already out of the play. Don't do what Savior's doing. Don't reverse like that. If anything, learn how to half flip. Or worst case scenario, just power slide, make a U-turn, and accelerate. Boost back into defense. You don't... Going in reverse is super slow. Don't do it. 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 That could have been really bad, but Firok was there to save the day. Thank you, Firok. Oh my god, wow. Okay, so that should have been in for blue team, but I luckily was able to read the shot Joe Mo was making. Wait, why am I saying luckily? That was definitely all skill. Never mind. I definitely read that shot easily, so. Good touch by Savior, but gives it back to the blue team. Firok tries to go for a supportive clear, but the ball ends up getting roofed over his head. Not good. Gets roofed over my head. Not good. Getting really pressured by blue team here. I think this might have been why I named this good rotation for the blue team. Because they just kept offensive pressure all the way through. At least for, like, you know, the first half of the overtime. Decent deflect by Savior just to stop the momentum of the ball going forward towards our net. Even if you're able to make a block and it goes, you know, like laterally instead of like back and forth between two nets. If you're able to stop the ball's path from heading towards your own net and at least moving laterally, that's fine. Good touch. I tried to go for the clear, but the nag stayed in the play for whatever reason and was able to bump my car. So I guess pretty decent play. Let's see what's going on defense here. So Savior was the first one on defense. AKA also the shooter, but then the pass ends up going past him. Firok tries to go in as the third man, but ends up missing it too. So again, just not really quite in position to get the block in there. And Nags was first to the ball too. I think what happened was Firok was paying more attention to where the ball literally was on his screen rather than where Nags was about to shoot it. Because he should have noticed that Nags was closer to the ball than he was. And let me, again. This helicopter over. Yeah, you see how close Nags is to the ball than Hugh. Sorry, Firok. So there's the passing play. Savior misses it. And Nags goes in for the support. And you see how far back Firok is. Super risky. He committed to the play. He tried to go for it. Didn't quite work out, but just gotta keep your eyes peeled and be aware of, you know, general positioning of all the cars, not just, you know, your own teammates, but the enemy team as well. And try to figure, you know, when's a good time to go for the ball and when's not a good time to go for it. So in Firok's case, it was already too late. He still went for it. Could have gotten the block, didn't quite make it. Because again, he was going for the ball, not so much trying to get into the projectile path of the shot that Nags was making. Let me see. Back to me. Okay. So now I'm back on defense. A little bit on panic mode because no one else is back. Decent touch. I go for the 50-50. Goes across. Again, that's lateral movement. Not going into the net. It's fine. Could have been a bad pass though still. Like someone on the blue team could have went for this one right here, because this would have been a really good pass and someone could have dunked it into our net. I think 1-2-3D or Nags could have gotten it, but I think they were eyeing the boost a little too much. Yeah, they should have capitalized on that one. Feels bad. So again, another pass going laterally, you know, across the field. Firok misses that one. I recognize that Savior is the first one in front of me, but just kind of looking at our general defense as a team, it was a little bit lacking. So I tried to like keep my overlap on a minimal and only go for it if it really matters. But again, in a real game, a really important game with like hard opponents, and you have a team that's pretty stacked and are on similar skill levels, you don't want to do what I just did. I only did it because it was an emergency. There, so I left Savior to that one, didn't make it. Firok goes for the clear, pretty good. Again, like I'm trying to keep aware of where all of my buddies are and knowing when and when not to go for the ball. I'm distancing myself from my teammates just to make sure that I'm not overlapping responsibilities and not confusing them. Savior tries to go for the block, late to the ball. Good chip. Very good chip by Firok there. Well placed. A play didn't really quite develop from that, but still good effort trying to get the ball up the field. Decent touch by Savior. 1-2-3D. Tries to go for the corner block. Doesn't quite make it as far as he wanted it to. I know Savior's on defense, so I just reserve that responsibility to him. I don't overlap over him. Again, there, another aerial block. Just understanding that maybe Joe Mo is going to try to dunk this into the net. And I try to get in line in the path of the ball's projectile, and it kind of works out. So good aerial block by myself. There's the chip up. Good opportunity to just chip it back on their end. And I go for the delay shot. Okay, so that totally trips up 1-2-3D here. Let's watch from his point of view really quickly. So he's on defense. He's the third man. He's in net. Sees me going for it. Yeah. So he sees I'm up in the air, but I don't really quite make a shot right off the bat. Like, I should have made a shot here, but I didn't see it. I still didn't make the shot, and he's wondering to himself, what the hell is going on? Maybe I'm going for a fake and letting the ball drop, you know? But then I just end up hitting it anyway. Just like a quarter of a second later than he thought I would. And that threw him off. That could have been an easy block still, if he wasn't in challenging mode, but rather in a more defensive position where the sides of his car is facing the inside of his own net and outwards towards the field. But in this case, his nose was already pointed towards the play I was making. He took the risk and didn't quite make it. Joe Mo, he was in the corner boost position. He definitely could have chipped in. The boost wasn't even picked up either. He missed it. I think he missed it or was on his way to it until it was too late. But yeah, just some plays to kind of deke out the blue team a little bit that ended up winning the game for us. But like, Not a really impressive replay overall. Again, I'm not quite sure why I named this good rotation, but I know we were getting pressured a lot, and that's namely because our defense was not up to par. But we squeaked out a goal, squeaked out a win. We got a W on the board. So, all right. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. That's round 7. Round 8 is gonna come by tomorrow, pretty soon, hot off the press. If you guys have any comments, suggestions, please feel free to, you know, put your input in below the video here on YouTube. I got a Twitter set up already, so you're free to tweet at me if you need to. If you guys have any replays you want me to cover, I'll be happy to share them with the world and talk over them and point out some good things, some bad things here and there. Overall, this game was all right, just all right. Again, just positional overlapping, awkward defense, a couple whiffs here and there that shouldn't have been whiffs in the first place. Basic stuff ultimately. But yeah, round 8's gonna come at you pretty soon. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Subscribe if you like this stuff, and I'll see y'all next time. Joe Mo. Joe Mo. Joe Mo.